Live from Utah's first TV station, ABC4 News at 5 starts now.
And good evening once again. We continue to follow breaking news out of downtown Salt Lake City, where there are fires, vandalism, and continuing protests over the death of George Floyd. We have Jason Wynn live in downtown Salt Lake. Jason, what are you seeing right now?
Right now, turn around, we're seeing people break this bus station, break the glass right here at Liberty, right off of 200 East and 400 South. Sorry, we're trying to move around here. There's a crowd of at least 400 to 500 people. People are screaming obscenities, so we really do appreciate. Sorry about that, but you know, right behind us is a Salt Lake City police car that's been set on fire. There's more destruction. John, keep coming back here. Guys, this is probably the wildest thing I've ever seen. People are trying to destroy government property here, things that we use to travel around in Salt Lake City. They got done destroying the police car. They've been dancing, they've been singing, they've been knocking things down. You see people are using their skateboards. We have not seen any police down here. We're a block away from the police station. People just keep swinging. I've seen people prepared with bottles of milk just in case there's tear gas that's happening. John, stay with us live on TV here. You can just see the destruction. We are trying to keep a safe distance right now, but there is a crew of agitators. For the most part, most people seem to be calm, and they've been fairly okay. John, please, we're continuing to step back here. I got you, but you can see people are all the way over there by the Planet Fitness over here. We're going to step down here. We'll let these people pass here. We are right on the track station. Turn around, John, so we can see what these people are about to do next. This group right over here to my left seems to be a pretty destructive group. They've been tearing things, throwing things through windows. Looks like people are now marching towards the police station, and they're going to continue to terrorize and damage things right here off of the Liberty tracks train stop here. And this is just insane. There's been people passing out water, making sure people are staying hydrated. You can see a large group. This group of at least 200 people are now making their way to the police station here. I would definitely say Salt Lake City did say please avoid the metro area here downtown. This is why. This is a dangerous situation. I've been in several different arguments with people trying to prevent us from doing our job and documenting all of this. You can see the people are using skateboards to just be destructive. And this is supposedly all in trying to send a message in protest, but this is clearly not a protest. Somebody just got pushed over down over here. This is clearly not a protest. This is a riot of some sort, and I'm okay saying that because I've been a part of several of these, and this is probably the most destructive, especially in downtown Salt Lake City. This is so sad to see our beautiful city being destroyed just like this. We're trying to follow this group. You can see that they're continuing to damage things. Anything that they can pick up, they are trying to pick up and throw, but we are headed right over to the police station. Nick, I'm going to send this back to you. Like she said, this is all about and obscenities. Sorry, we're trying to stop that.
We apologize for the profanity, folks. What we can tell you is this is live TV. This is real life. This is a protest evolving into what you're seeing there. We have seen all over the country folks wanting murder charges against the Officer Chauvin. Certainly third-degree murder charges don't seem to be enough for a lot of folks who are very upset about what happened to George Floyd. Nicole Newman joining us live from Salt Lake. Nicole, that was an incredibly heated moment Jason just showed us. What are you seeing?
Well, Nick, things are continuing to unfold where we are right now. Just to kind of paint the scene, we are at 400 South and 200 East. Ironically, Rosa Parks Boulevard, and what we've witnessed in the last 10 minutes or so, if you guys can see these UTA tracks, bus stops right here, protesters have knocked the glass out of them. You see the vehicle that is still burning. It's basically smoldering at this point. There's chanting George Floyd's name, as well as saying no justice, no peace. Traffic has opened up in this area a little bit, but it's still backed up in this area. We did speak to some people who were waiting in traffic just a short while ago. Here's what they had to say.
And we apologize. We are on live television here. We'll get that interview to you in just a second. But the images that Jason Wynn showed us were absolutely striking. You saw protesters with skateboards smashing that Trax cubicle or whatever it's called. We saw a police vehicle on fire earlier today. There's vandalism at the state capitol. We know ABC4's Nicole Newman appears to be kitty corner from where Jason Wynn was. Again, all these protests over the death of George Floyd, the video that has been just shocking our entire nation. But the folks who say there is an incredibly important message are also the folks who say the looting and the rioting is not a positive way to enforce that message. We're taking a live look at what I believe to be 200 East and 400 South. I'm wondering if we have Nicole Newman now. Nicole Newman is on scene, but she is moving at this hour. It did not appear to be very safe where Jason and his photographer were. You heard Jason say, "I've got you, John." And I've been in those protests before. You're there to document the front lines, and folks don't even want you there. Nicole, have we got you? Go back. Nicole, we can hear you. We can hear the scene. What are you seeing right now?
Hey Nick, can you hear us? We're having a really hard time with the traffic and everything, and the cell reception
I can hear
is really
you. Just
bad
go ahead.
in this area. But again, we are at 400 South and 200 East, and the crowd is getting a little bit rowdy. Within the last 10 minutes, they started using, it looks like signs and some other things to start knocking out the glass panels in these UTA track stops. Again, the vehicle, this is in the area right in front of the city library, where the vehicle has been burning for the last hour or so. I would say easily 1,000 people or so are out here, and they've started to move up the road away from the vehicle. You guys can see that there's still people holding signs and people right around the area where the vehicle is burning. However, they are starting to move up 400 South right now. That's really what we're seeing. I can say we haven't seen any acts of violence of people on people. We weren't here when the vehicle was initially overturned. We did talk to some protesters. They told us initially that it was a police vehicle, but we cannot confirm that right now. But again, within the last 10 minutes or so, we did witness protesters knocking out the glass panels of these UTA track bus stops right now. And again, they are starting to move up the block from 400 South. Nick?
If I could ask you, we see the images behind you. We saw the charred police vehicle. What are folks saying they are out there for? Are they telling you what the message is?
Basically, their message is that they want to be heard. They feel that, we've seen signs out here talking about former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick. We know it was back in 2015 when he took that knee and, he pushed it forward as a peaceful protest. People here saying that back then it was protesting police brutality and the killing of Alton Sterling, and now here we are 5 years later, and it doesn't really seem that much has changed. So that's what they're protesting. They want to get that word out that they feel, that it can't be all lives matter until Black Lives Matter. And we talk to people in traffic. We've been talking to people from different backgrounds, Hispanic, white, as well as African American, and pretty much the message across the board is the same.
Okay, Nicole,
Nick?
Thank you very much. We're going to check back in with you in just a bit. We know ABC4's Jason Wynn continues his coverage. Jason, the last time we checked in with you, folks were shattering that Trax waiting area. What are you seeing now?
Right now, the group's heading towards the police department, Nick. There is another group that's right over here by the car. It's a lot calmer here, so I'm going to bring John over here with me as we walk over here down to the train tracks, because we believe right now UTA has stopped all traffic down through here. I'm going to pull my mask down a little bit so I can breathe, but take a look at that right there. That is a Salt Lake City police car that has been burning for hours. There's been people that have been trying to use that as some type of anger outlet, and if ever been to a smash room, that's pretty much what they're doing to this car. We haven't seen any Salt Lake City police officers. We believe that long as things don't get too out of control, that they're just letting things happen right now. But you know, there is a large, angry mob of people that are heading to the Salt Lake City Police Department right now, so they may be getting prepared for that. Now, here's some other things that we have seen here since we've been down here in Salt Lake City. We have seen people with medical gear, obviously preparing for some type of response from law enforcement. We have seen people holding milk, because milk is one of those things that if you are in tear gas, it will burn your eyes, and milk will help with some of that. So we've seen these types of medics come through. I got some people coming through here. This guy's got nunchucks. You don't see that every day down here in downtown Salt Lake City. This guy's filming me while we're here, obviously trying to take a selfie. Hi, how's it going? Thank you, man. So we're going to continue to walk this way, because this is where most of the action had happened earlier today. Now, see, as you can see here, there is still a large group of people that are trying to protest here, showing their signs. They've been taking, see this right here? A family is taking a picture right in front of the Salt Lake City burning police car. These are images you will never see. In my lifetime anyway, have not seen that. But over here through the actual UTA track station, you can see other media set up over there. Other people are trying to stay over there to be safe. This has been a highly active situation over here, but right here on the corner of 200 East and was it 100 South, right in between the library and the City Hall is where people are pretty much gathering. And then the other location, sorry, my newsroom's calling me right now, but the other location is going to be down at the Salt Lake City Police Department. You can see that there's a group. If my photographer John can pan down here towards 300 East, you can see that there is a large group of people that are gathering right there in front of that new apartment complex building. So that is probably going to be an area where people are going to try to protect. Now there seems to be a larger group that seems to be moving over there. We're going to walk down there so that we can see what is happening right now. But for right now, Nick, I'm going to send this right back to you in the station while we start to regroup and figure out what is going on down here on the ground in downtown Salt Lake City. If you can, please avoid the area. I'm Jason Wynn, live in downtown, ABC4 News.
All right, Jason, thank you. Take a breath. It's quite the scene down there, and we know the adrenaline is pumping, and it certainly can feel dangerous when folks are smashing things and lighting cars next to you. All right, ABC4's Nicole Newman continues our team coverage from downtown Salt Lake. Nicole, what are you seeing and hearing? Looks like you've got someone to talk to here.
Well, Nick, a little while ago you asked about the message that people here, protesters as well as observers, what they wanted to get out. So we're out here talking to the people. I'm joined now by Janelle Johnson. And Janelle, can you talk to me about why you decided to come out today?
Yeah, I think most importantly for us is we just wanted to bear witness and be here in support of those who feel like their rights are being violated, they're not being heard, and that Black lives do matter.
Well, let me ask you this. You told me that you've been out here throughout the course of the day. When you see the events that are unfolding, what are your thoughts?
It's a lot of mixed emotions. I don't like to see the violence or the vandalism, and yet my heart goes out to them with compassion of understanding what it's like to be feeling like you're yelling into the void without being heard. So it's with mixed emotions. I'm proud of, so far it hasn't been terribly violent, so I'm proud of that for Salt Lake, but it's also mixed with a lot of heartache for what's going on nationally, globally, everything happening in the world right now. It's overwhelming.
Well, let me ask you that too, about that feeling of being overwhelmed when you are seeing what's happening across the nation and then seeing that this happened in Minneapolis, you know, and now we're here in Salt Lake City and you're seeing this unfold. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I think it was only a matter of time. My husband and I went to bed last night just wondering what would unfold today, and I was not surprised to hear that there'd be a protest and more happening, but it just slowly becomes closer to home, and it's easy to distance yourself when it's happening elsewhere, but when it's on your front door, you can't help but feel anxious about it and nervous, but also maybe hopeful that this could change something.
And in talking about change, how do you think we move this forward in getting from the point of just protesting to actual change?
I think what needs to happen is that these people need to be heard by local and national government to say that it does matter and that police brutality is unacceptable regardless, and let's find a solution to work together to make that happen.
Janelle, thank you so much for your time. Nick,
You're welcome.
We are going to send it back to you.
And Nicole, I know you're in the middle of that interview, and I appreciate everything you're doing. Do you have any sense of whether this protest is going to continue into the night? I know this is organic, it happens as it happens, but we've seen all across the country the evolution of these protests from peaceful, and then as nighttime approaches, they can become more violent. Any sense of what's going to happen next here?
As far as I'm not for sure if I really understood all of the question. It is really so loud here. As far as what's going to happen next here, you know, this particular area, about 10-15 minutes or so ago, again, we are at 400 South and 200 East, right in front of the city library. If you guys can see the car that was burning is starting to smolder out. There were, I would say, easily about 1,000 people or so right in this area just a short while ago. And we did again see them. We witnessed them knocking out the glass panels of these UTA track stops. But within the last 10 minutes or so, the crowd seems to have moved up the street. Exactly where they have gone, I'm not sure yet, because again, we are on 400 South and 200 East. But that's what's happening right here where we are.
Okay, Nicole,
Nick.
Thank you so much. I know that you don't have a bird's eye view. You are on the front lines. We appreciate what you're telling us at this hour. Salt Lake City Mayor Aaron Mendenhall has just released a statement. Quote, "We are committed to intentionally addressing and dismantling the systemic oppression, discrimination, racism, and bigotry that exists in our city." As we continue to grapple with these issues nationwide, I want you to know we are here to work constructively with you, our residents. And again, that's Salt Lake City Mayor Aaron Mendenhall in a statement. As protests continue live in downtown Salt Lake, we understand ABC4's Jason Wynn is live, possibly in front of a 7-Eleven. Jason, we're hearing about some reports of looting.
Yes, Nick, we're right here off of 400 South and 300 East. Take a look right behind me here. There are some people that broke in. Now there's a guy named Ricky over here, and he's with this woman named Danielle. He's been trying to get people outside of the 7-Eleven because this looting, he says, is drowning their message here. But you can see there's people still inside there. They're grabbing whatever they can. They've already destroyed all the windows here. So sorry, man, we're live on TV right now. So we're showing. The cops are not around here, as this protester is trying to tell me here. We haven't seen a cop here in about the hour and a half, 2 hours that I've been down here. My photographer's been down here even longer. We are literally a block away from the police station and still no officer in sight. And you can see right behind me, there's still people going right into the 7-Eleven off of 300 East and 400 South. People are just looting, taking whatever they can. We have not seen any fire set in this store, but you can see the damage and the destruction that's happening right now. One of the guys that we were talking to that is over there, he's in that Motley Crue black shirt. His name was Ricky, and the woman that was with him, her name is Danielle. She is actually from Salt Lake City, and they say this is a message where they have to get things out because George Floyd was killed with an officer that had his knee on his neck for a long time right now. So they were sitting there and they were saying that this is part of that anger and that frustration that is coming out right now. But with that anger and frustration, nobody wants to see what's happening right over here. And as you just heard that man say, nobody wants to see anybody destroy any businesses. But as you have seen, we've seen UTA stops over here off of Liberty, the track station, just completely destroyed. People are using these skateboards to destroy this stuff. You see people just canvassing all over the downtown area. There's a lot of swear words, a lot of obscenity. So we have to warn you about that, because it has been graffitied all over our beautiful downtown Salt Lake City area. And for the time being, you know, we're a block away from the police station. I'll just set the scene for you. There is about 200, 300 people down that way. Then you go down here on 400 South, all the way over here to 200 East over here, and there's another 200 people over that way. And then you come over here to the 7-Eleven right off of 300 East and 400 South, and there's looting it. No other businesses so far have we seen be destroyed. We don't know why the 7-Eleven was targeted, but that is what we're seeing down here. Now we're going to move over by the police station. We're going to try to get a safe area by the police station, and we're going to show you what's happening over there coming up in just a little bit. So Nick, I want to send this back over to you so we can get over into a safe location. I'm Jason Wynn, live in downtown Salt Lake City, ABC 4 News.
Hey Jason, before you go real quick, can I just ask you, it looks like the crowd's dispersed a little bit. You mentioned they're headed toward the police station. Is there an energy on the street? Is there a feeling on the street? Earlier it just felt like such frenetic, just with the smashing of that UTA rest stop. What does it feel like to stand in front of that 7-Eleven right now, as you're seeing folks kind of stand around, but also the possible
here's
looting
SWAT's coming. Here comes the response, folks. Nick, take a look. There's anger down here in the streets. Take a look at this. Here comes the SWAT teams. They are now coming down. Salt Lake City Police, we believe they're heading right towards their police station. John, let's go over there right now. Come on, stay with us on live TV right now. We're going to head over to the police station because this thing, oh no, they're going out. They're going even farther. They missed the police station, guys. But look at all this crowd over here. They're all running. They're all running. There's some things that are happening, Nick. We're going to send this back to you because there's some swear words happening. We'll talk to you here in a little bit.
All right, thank you, Jason. Stay safe. Nicole Newman has the SWAT team behind her. Nicole, what are you seeing?
Hey Nick, if you can hear us, happening right now, Salt Lake City PD Rescue is just arriving here on the scene, also with a unit from West Valley City. Now this is just in the area where this vehicle has been burning. You guys see it right here. Police officers starting to move some of the crowd. Sadly, a man was just knocked off his feet. Officer now helping him up. This is in the same area where, right in front of the city library.
Images are striking,
making sure
Nicole.
that this guy is okay right now.
Nicole, I'm not sure if you can hear me. Did they say anything to those people that one of them they just knocked over on the ground? Did they give them a warning, or did they just make contact?
Hey Nick, I only caught a little bit of what
Nicole,
what you said. I know you asked
it's tough.
about.
I know it's tough trying to hear each other. Did they give that guy any warning, or did they make contact with him? It's hard for us to tell if they were instructing him to move or not.
If you know that, I don't really know. We can't really hear out here because it's so loud. But if you guys can see, police officers now starting to form somewhat of a wall with their shields to keep protesters from moving up the block. I don't know where it looks like the guy who got knocked down, he's propped up right now. Some other protesters are checking on him. As far as I believe you asked if he was given a warning, again, I do not know. It looks like, I can't really tell whether or not right now if he's doing okay.
Nicole, if you could just stay with us, because this is an incredibly active situation as SWAT comes out. What does it appear that, are they blocking the police car that was incinerated, or where are they setting up? What kind of perimeter does it look like they're setting up here, as this is the first time we've seen Salt Lake City police in the streets?
Okay, I think you're asking me about them blocking. I'm going to step on the other side of the camera. Okay, so if you guys can see, over here on the other side, we have some people coming up 400 South, coming over to the area where this car has been smoldering. I think part of the attraction right now is the police officers out here starting to form this wall. Now earlier, I can say that this is the first time that I've seen a uniformed officer out here. And again, this is right in front of where the vehicle has been burning in front of the city library. And there are some more units that are pulling up. And if you guys can see, more officers are starting to come up the block.
Nicole, these images are
okay,
just incredible.
I got it. Let's go ahead and toss over to Jason with another view.
Yeah, Nicole, we're about 100 feet from where you are right now. We're right behind the police line. As you can see, West Valley City Police, we were just telling you about this a little bit ago, came over here. We've got some cars that are lining, but you can see this is a police line right here. This is the line where they're going to say no one goes past that line. That is, they have the choice to move that line forward and retake their car, or they stay right over here. And you can see they're all wearing their new protective police gear, and that is what they refer to this as. Most people would refer to this as riot gear. And right behind them are the armored trucks. You can see them from Salt Lake City, from West Valley City, right down the street over here. There are more officers that are getting prepared to come over here, and this is where we are. We're right in between all of this right now, and more people you can see are just coming this way. Thousands of people are gathering right over here, and we see dozens of officers here. And again, they have the choice. Do they move forward and reclaim their car? That car that has been aimed at for so much frustration. They have taken their energy out right now. You can see this man asking one of these officers right now a lot of questions. That is something where it could agitate an officer, but from everything I've been told and all of my experience working around these police officers is that they have been prepared for this. I've been a part of trainings where they've had this happen, but this is real life. This is happening right now. You've seen bottles of water just thrown. There's another one thrown. And at some point, these officers have the choice to respond. Take a look. One of the officers right over here has a canister where he can throw either tear gas or rubber bullets, something along those lines over here. Right behind me, there's more action over here. John, follow me here over here. You can see officers are running over that way right now with a large group of people. This is going to be the Battle of Salt Lake right down here in the middle of downtown City Hall and the police station off of 400 South. You can see more people are taking out frustrations on these police cars down here. More bottles behind my photographer are being thrown. Right now, there's no rocks being thrown down in downtown Salt Lake City, but there is an obvious line being formed, and we don't know if these officers are going to take back their car or not. So we, Nick, are going to stay here because there's a lot of anger, a lot of frustration here. This is the first time we've seen police come back down here to try to regain some type of control. John, I got to tell you to turn around, take a look at this. These officers are now retreating back behind their cars because the crowd is approaching. There goes some more destruction. There's a guy trying to swing his bat on an officer right now. Look at the destruction on these cars. More officers need to be coming. There's more officers coming now. John, come up here on the UTA track stop. Look at this. They're angry. The anger from this young generation destroying police vehicles over here. More officers are now running over here. So here they come with their gear. You can see this is just intensifying. Here come smoke bombs. We're going to put our mask on here now. There's obviously some. Oh, here comes the attack on the officer. This is one of the young men who've been jumping on top of a vehicle earlier today. We have footage of him, but you can see he just assaulted a Salt Lake City police officer. Now we've got some other people behind us. We're trying to stay safe right now. There goes a window and some food. This is just getting intense here, guys, and we are trying to stay safe. My photographer is going to show you the front of show you everything that's happening. We are going to, now the crowd's running. What's happening? Sorry guys, this is just intense. We don't know why they're running, but we can tell you that they're going towards the police station right now. And there's some people getting moved right there. So we are seeing this just go awry here in downtown Salt Lake City. Nick, I'm going to send this back to you right now.
An unprecedented day on the streets of Salt Lake City. We understand the symbolism of that police car in Minneapolis where they burned down the 3rd precinct there. Certainly a lot going on. It's hard to look at that and not feel sad. An unenviable thing to be in those police officers' shoes. Obviously the video of what happened with George Floyd is a horrible tragedy. But to be those police officers showing, at least right there, that restraint as the man swung a skateboard at him, it's a dynamic scene. ABC4's Nicole Newman is live for us now. Nicole, we just saw really dramatic footage from Jason. It sounds like something's going on behind you. What's going on?
Hi, Nick. Well, some tense moments starting to unfold here. Just a short while ago, there were officers on two different sides here, and we saw them run up the block to something that was happening over there. We do know that we've been seeing people throw items at the officers here that are standing on guard. A lot of people yelling, yelling that they can't breathe. We know that that's the same thing that George Floyd said when he was in police custody. Again, right now, it seems like things are starting to simmer down just slightly from what was happening just a short while ago. Nick?
Thank you, Nicole. And we're going to go back to the statement from the mayor of our capital city, Salt Lake City, and it reads as follows. We are committed to intentionally addressing and dismantling the systemic oppression, discrimination, racism, and bigotry that exists in our city. As we continue to grapple with these issues nationwide, I want you to know we are here to work constructively with you, our residents, and again, that's Aaron Mendenhall, Salt Lake City Mayor. I've been in touch with a spokesperson for the Salt Lake City Police Department. They are not quite ready to do an interview with us. They say they will be releasing a statement, but they have said avoid downtown Salt Lake. We're going to toss to Jason Wood now. Jason, what are you seeing?
That one, because we're about to be on the news.
Hey, this is Ricky. This is the guy I was telling you about earlier. This is Danielle. You can see more officers are coming in. Ricky, we were talking about how this was not cool down here in Salt Lake City. It's drowning out the message. Tell me about that.
Absolutely. There was just a looting at the 7-Eleven down the street, and
we saw that. We saw you taking control over that.
We had to take control over that. Unfortunately, we don't have control over what people do, but we want to send the right message that as African Americans, our life is at risk every single day, and by promoting this type of behavior, it's not going to get better. So if we can go ahead and definitely promote peacefully, but we need change from the police as well.
Danielle, this is your city. Tell me why this is not cool.
It's not cool because this is not the message we're trying to send. We are trying to send love and peace for everybody. Everybody. Nobody should be a victim to this. Not black, white, Asian. Nobody should be a victim to this.
All right, guys. Danielle, I got to send this over to my partner that's down there, and there's some issues down there. We're sending this over to Nicole. You hear this. Get out and vote.
Get out and vote.
All right, guys, something unfolding here right now. We have dozens of people kneeling with their hands up in front of the police barricade line that's been formed right now. Some of them holding signs, Black Lives Matter. We've got the Power Fist. Some of them chanting, I can't breathe, in George Floyd's name. We've got more people moving up the block now, and some people even getting out of their vehicles to see what's happening right here. Again, we've got, I'm sorry. We've got more people coming up, getting on their knees, again with their hands up in front of police. I think my IFB went out.
Nicole.
Yeah, I know, I don't know.
Did he just smash that car?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is counter to the message so many folks here are bringing up, which is systemic racism, police brutality, and that unequivocally horrible video of George Floyd for 8 minutes with Officer Chauvin's knee on his neck. You're seeing the protests erupting all over our country. including here in Salt Lake City. We've seen a lot of activity in the last 15 minutes. ABC4's Jason Winsbett on the front lines. Jason, give us the latest.
There's law enforcement coming in from everywhere, Nick, right now, right? We're on the tracks platform because that's the safest spot right now, but officers are trying to push us off of it. You can see more and more people are coming in. They're trying to block off 400 South, right at between 300 East and 200 South. This has been the epicenter of this battle the entire time we have been here, but you can see that they've been clear. Now police are asking us, we're live on TV right now, officer, we're just trying to be safe. We're moving out of here right now as this sergeant is asking us to move here, but we're going to continue to walk here on here. We believe we're walking down to Nicole Newman's area. More and more officers are coming down. They're clearing 400 South. John, can I get you to do a 360 and point that way here? And I got your back here. More and more officers are coming down this way. They're clearing this street right now. There are a lot of people in protective gear. John, just keep walking back with me. I got you right here. You can see that there are people right now videotaping this. This is history in Salt Lake City right now. We're coming right up to where Nicole Newman was, where that line is off of 400 South and 200 East at the public library. These people, sorry, John, these people are trying to protect their anger in this car. But now it looks like police are getting on a loudspeaker right now, asking people to disperse. More officers are coming in. They're coming in from West Valley City, South Salt Lake, tons of unmarked cars. This is stuff that, nobody could prepare for. I mean, there's just crowds of thousands and thousands of people right now. Nick, we need to get off this platform. We're going to send this right back to the station.
Jason, if you have to walk and talk while you do this, I totally understand. Can you tell me the strategic importance of what they're doing on 400 South? What are police trying to accomplish? Can you tell?
Nick, I can't really hear what you're saying. There's just so much going on right now. It looks like these police officers are going to take their vehicle back. Take a look at this. They may arrest somebody too. There's definitely a line happening right now. There's just anger going on right now. There's just anger going on, Nick. That's all I can tell you.
Jason, we can see that. Hopefully we can stay live on these images. That is police and protesters surrounding the image of
Nick,
that charred police vehicle. Go ahead, Jason.
Nick, you can see people are starting to raise their hands now. They're asking people to disperse. John, stay with this right here because this is a view. Right now we're behind the police line. So if something happens, all that stuff is upwind. Nicole Newman, she is right in front of this right now. Let me send this over to Nicole Newman right now. She can give you a better response of what people are doing.
Hey guys, well, the barricade, you see that more people, some of the people that were kneeling have dispersed, but now more people have gotten back down on their knees. A short while ago, there's some sort of debris that was being thrown. I'm not sure who was throwing it, but it looked like it was towards the police. Again, I don't know what that debris was. We have seen officers again moving up the block from the opposite direction as more people proceed to come up 400 South to this area right in front of the city library. Again, this is where this vehicle has been burning. Actually, somebody just threw a beer can at me. That wasn't cool at all. Police are saying something right now, but it's so loud here that we can't really hear. And it looks like what's starting to happen is as more police come up the block, people are coming from the other direction, preparing to potentially square off with police. Water bottles are being thrown. Again, a beer can was just thrown at us. We've got people out here with their cell phones, with their cameras, recording what is happening right now. Again, we are in front of the city library. This is where that vehicle has been burning.
And it looks like,
and you can see,
Nicole, it looks like they're squaring off right in front of that police vehicle. Are you able to, what are police saying right now?
Yeah, it looks like we've got Salt Lake City PD and again West Valley City. If I had to give a head count, I would say we at least have 2 to 3 dozen officers right now. Officers on the front line, of course, with their police shields. Some of the ones further back with their batons out, ready to move in. And again, we've got more vehicles coming from the opposite direction, making a loop around the block to come up to this area where the square off is starting to happen. It's so loud here that I can't really hear right now what they're saying to police.
And
Nick.
And we're just getting some information, a statement from the Governor Gary Herbert, saying he condemns the violence and looting happening on the streets. And also we're just hearing he's activated the National Guard. This is breaking news. We're going to repeat it for you. Governor Gary Herbert has activated the National Guard to be deployed on the streets of Salt Lake City as protests and the tension continue here around a charred police vehicle. We have protesters and police officers. You're taking a live look as our crews are likely being pushed from where they are by police. We hope that they're staying safe. ABC4's Nicole Newman just had a beer can, she thinks, or some kind of projectile thrown at her. We're working on getting you the full statement from Governor Gary Herbert, but if you can understand the chaos of what's happening, you can understand why our camera is moving the way it is right now. We are in the middle of this unprecedented protest on the streets of Salt Lake with vandalism, looting, a charred police vehicle, smashed glass. ABC4's Nicole Newman's waving at us. Hi, Nicole.
Hey guys, okay, we just want to show you again more of what's happening. We've got police vehicles moving up the block now. Understand where we are, just to kind of paint this picture again. We haven't really moved that far. We are 200 East and 400 South, in between the Dunkin' Donuts and the Planet Fitness, and officers are coming around. We're starting to see unmarked cars now coming up the block, and you can see this goes all the way down the block, and this is looping around to in front of the city library. Again, we've got even more officers coming out, and they're starting to move up the block. And again, the line of protesters who were kneeling in front of the police barricade wall has dispersed, but people are still throwing bottles of water and other items at them.
For Nicole Newman, thank you. We're going to toss it now to Jason Wynn, live in Salt Lake. Jason?
Hey, Nick, I got to tell you, these officers have fired shots. They're firing shots right now. You can see this right now. They are shooting beanbags at people. There are people sitting right in front of this spot. This is not even about 10 yards away from where Nicole Newman is. The National Guard is supposed to be on their way. Law enforcement is trying to lock down this entire area. You can see there is a fight that is about to brew here. These officers are moving forward. I told you earlier that they were going to make a line and they were going to decide to move forward or not. And now they are moving forward. You can see those officers have their faces shown. They are from West Valley, Salt Lake City PD. Right now we're on top of the track station. You can see they're moving the vehicles forward. They have their beanbag guns and pointed at people. You can see this right now. There are people with clubs in their hands. This is an intense moment here in downtown Salt Lake City. And you can see that people are just, this is a battle right here off of 400 South and 200 East. Now we know the National Guard is on their way. We have seen police officers, they're just flying in from oh, here we go, guys, here we go. You can see it right now. There may be some obscenities that are being said, but there's more law enforcement coming right down 400 South right now. You can see just how they took their car back. The guys, this is, it's been about an hour now, but they took their car back. You can see they moved that line forward. I told you earlier today that if they were making that line and were going to make a decision to go forward or not, and they took their vehicle back. You can see that right now. Law enforcement, John, I want you to turn right over here. You can see law enforcement, they're clearing the track station too. So this is pretty intense. I'm going to have John walk with me. John, follow me. As we walk over here, we're going to get down off of this platform. This is the only route that we can take off this platform. If you've been down here towards Liberty, John, just keep coming with me. You're clear right behind us here. Now we want you to, obscenities, folks, they're coming. We're gonna move over here. See, there's more people yelling. There's more people throwing things here. We are moving with this line back here. We're live on TV right now, folks. Here comes West Valley. They're moving their car. We hear more choppers coming in right now. Guys, this might be something big here in a couple of minutes here. You could hear cars. John, let's go to the other side of the street. Let's be safe here right now. You can see that there's motorcycles trying to clear the way. Law enforcement right over here, John. We're just gonna show this right now. We're in the middle of 400 South, 200 East. Police have moved their line. They have cleared between 300 East and 200 East. They now own that street, but there's a lot of vehicles that were destroyed here. So
Jason, if we could
this guy, he's got a Kaepernick jersey. Hold on, man. Come on.
Jason, if we could
right here, John, follow me here.
If we could keep your picture up for just a second, and I'm going to just read the statement from Governor Gary Herbert. Go ahead and give us those images. We'll get right back to you. Governor Gary Herbert saying,
we're going to get to the safe side of the street.
Yep.
Thank you, man. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate your opinion. John, do not show him. Follow me. Keep following with me here. All right, we're going to the safe side of the street right now. This crowd's getting angry, Nick. I'm telling you right now.
All right, a dynamism on the street. Jason, stay safe. You can see exactly what is happening.
They want you to show that.
I want to read the tweet from Governor Gary Herbert now. We condemn violence and looting. I have activated the National Guard to control the escalating situation in downtown Salt Lake. Governor Gary Herbert saying, I once again call on all who are protesting to do so peacefully. ABC4's Jason Wynn showing us not only the strategic but the symbolic importance for Salt Lake City Police to move again and take control of the area around their charred police car. Jason, I just wanted to get that statement from the governor out. Again, National Guard being deployed for Salt Lake City. Can you give us a scene setter again of what you're seeing?
Hey, yeah, Hello, guys. Yeah, there's officers from South Salt Lake starting to show up right now. You can see they're driving right into the middle of this crowd. I don't know if that's a smart idea or not, but this guy, he's going to drive his truck from South Jordan. There they go. They're trying to attack right now. This is what's happening. Hey, there's more officers. John, follow me. John, let's go. We gotta go. Come on. Guys, go.
ABC4's Nicole Newman may not even be able to hear us right now. Nicole, can you hear us? What do you see?
Hey guys, we are moving around, and right now, if you can see, somebody just threw a lime scooter at the police officers, and you can see they're starting to spare off. We're having to continuously move and pick up our gear. Yeah, police officers are telling us now that we even need to move back. Protesters on this side are getting really rowdy. We even had a run-in with a protester ourselves. People are throwing things. I'm still not sure all of what's being thrown. There's some sort of debris that is being thrown into the crowd. More police officers and more vehicles continuing to move up the block again as more people are coming up 400 South. And again, we haven't gone very far. We are still in the same area in front of the city library where this vehicle's been burning. What's happening now is that police are starting to move their vehicles in. It looks like to form some sort of, maybe potentially like a barricade. It's really hard to see right now where we are, but it looks like what they're trying to do is square in on each side. So we've got the armored vehicles moving up 400 South, and we've also got vehicles forming across 200 East, maybe to kind of like center this area off again. And you can see more officers moving up the block as people continue to move up from the opposite direction. So things definitely getting a little tense, and it looks like it's starting to rain. So I don't know if this will have any impact on whether the protesters proceed to stay out here. But again, we are being asked by police to move back, so we are going to follow that to make sure that we are in proper protocol with all of our gear. So again, you see some people here trying to talk to officers, not sure what they're saying.
Nicole.
But right now, for a look at what's happening on the other side, we're going to go ahead and toss it over to Jason Nguyen. Hi, Jason.
Hey Nicole, we're right on the other side of you. I'd advise you to stay over there on that side. Right now, we just saw West Jordan police come right through. You can see this is a crowd of people that are they're trying to form another line against the police officers. But we have seen, as you can see, that there is just they're trying to have their protest and their lines right here off of 200 East and 400 South. Now, I know that there's been a lot of viewers that have called into our newsroom complaining about or telling me about some of the excitement here. I got to tell you that we're just trying to stay as safe as we possibly can while reporting what we're seeing over here. And when we have to run and take cover, we have to run and take cover. Now, we're a good distance away, but every time that we think we're in a safe area, the crowd moves, and we can tell you that law enforcement is taking back their area. They're taking back their street. You can see that they just want this to end peacefully, but there have been some agitators here that have gone ahead. We've shown you right on live TV that have attacked the police, and the police, sorry man, here we go. You gotta stop. There's just people that just don't understand that their message is getting drowned right now. So this has been kind of what we've been seeing and dealing with the entire time that we've been down here. Now, right now, we're right in front of the Planet Fitness at the City Center 1 here. You can see this right over here. This is pretty much the end of the crowd. Most of the people are going to be over here right at 200 East and 400 South. Now, if my photographer can see down 400 South here, you can see there's just a sea of red and blue right down there, and that's where a lot of the officers originally started coming in at. But we believe that this is going to be the protest line here for quite some time. There have been no arrests that have been made that we know of, so we just know that police are just trying to regain control of this area, trying to bring some type of calm, but there's a lot of people that are frustrated right now because the death of George Floyd kind of marked everything, Nick. So, you know, the governor said that the National Guard is coming. We have more officers that are coming down 400 South right now. So the National Guard is expected to be deployed at some point in time. We can only imagine that that is going to happen before nightfall. From everything that I know from all of the law enforcement trainings that I've been at, law enforcement tries to create that line before it gets dark. So we can expect that there will be some other type of response here so that they can get this under control before nightfall. And this seems to be where they're going to hold that control for the rest of this evening. You've got people over here. We're right in the middle of a track station, so there's barricades on both sides of us, so we are being safe. But right now I want to send this right back over to my colleague Nicole, who's a little bit closer to this crowd and can give you a closer look. Nicole?
Hi, Jason. Well, yeah, again, we are on the other side, right near the entrance of the city library. It seems like protesters, again, sparring with police. They're moving a little bit further. Previously, they were moving to the other side of the street towards the Dunkin' Donuts and in between the Planet Fitness. Now they're starting to move back. Again, it is so loud here that I can't really hear what protesters are saying, but I do know a short while ago they were yelling that "I can't breathe." Again, that was the same thing that George Floyd said to the officer when he was in police custody. And also to kind of paint the picture for you, coming all the way up 200, we've got people in traffic who are also trying to join this protest just from their own vehicles. And something that I thought was particularly moving is I saw a woman crying, just crying her emotions with everything that is unfolding here right now. So again, more people coming up 400, many with their hands up, walking up to this police line right now to square off with police. Nick, we want to send it back to you.
Nicole, thank you. And you mentioned the tears. It's hard to look at these images and not be sad. We live in Utah because we love it here, and Salt Lake is our capital city. Just an incredibly unprecedented and tragic day on the streets of Salt Lake. But we understand where the pain comes from. We understand why folks are protesting all over the country. We've seen incredible restraint from police. We've also seen some violent confrontations. So it is a continuing scene in downtown Salt Lake. I understand we have Jason Wynn or Nicole live for us to give us another look. And it's possible that is not happening. And last we checked with Jason and Nicole, I mean, they were being forced to move. You're seeing everybody congregating there at 200 East and 400 South in downtown Salt Lake. I'm not sure if we have any live images, but the governor, Gary Herbert, condemning violence and looting. He says, I have activated the National Guard to help control the escalating situation in downtown Salt Lake City. This is all in a tweet, by the way. I once again call on all who are protesting to do so peacefully. The statement continues. Well, again, he's condemning violence, calling in the National Guard. We haven't seen the National Guard just yet, and we're just getting this into the newsroom. We're told there's going to be a meeting to discuss an 8 p.m. curfew tonight. Governor Herbert, Salt Lake City Mayor Aaron Mendenhall, and Salt Lake City Police Chief Mike Brown, they are all meeting tonight to discuss an 8 p.m. curfew. We're told that is happening at this hour. We haven't seen the National Guard on the streets yet, but we know they're being deployed by the governor. Okay, we do have Jason Wynn now. Jason, what's the latest?
Right here. Hey guys, we need to show you this right now. Police are moving forward here. Murray police officer just drove through the crowd. So did Salt Lake City. They're moving their line up to 200 East and 400 South. They're going to, looks like they're going to be reclaiming this intersection right now. There's probably about 1,000 people down here right now. And as you heard, the National Guard is supposed to be coming through here. There is a curfew at 8 o'clock for downtown Salt Lake City. There is a lot more officers that we have seen respond. We're right here by the Planet Fitness. We're up above everybody right now, so we're in what we think is a safer area, but you can see right now that law enforcement, they are having things thrown at them. They've had rocks thrown at them. They've also responded. They've shot beanbags and rubber bullets. We believe that, they are responding just as good as they have been. So right now, our other team, Nicole Newman, she is a little bit over there by that officer's line. We're going to send it over to her right now.
I'll hold on. Hi, Jason. Well, I don't know, maybe like a few minutes ago, we started to see the crowd move. It just seems like there's times when the crowd is stagnant and there's other times when the crowd starts to move. Of course, we're seeing even more people come. We are near the county building, and there are people that are gathering over there as well. And also the water bottles that have been thrown at police. We do know someone was nice enough to come and make sure that we had water, so I don't know if the source of the water bottles being thrown are an act of people trying to be kind to make sure some of the protesters have water. We did see some people fall out, and they're just using them to go against the police. Again, more people coming up 200 into this area right here in the middle of the intersection. Earlier, traffic was able to flow through this particular area. And when we first got here around 3 o'clock, people were moving benches as well as barricades to start to block the area off. Well, then it reopened, and now it's just blocked off with people. And you guys see what it is. Again, the police vehicles moving up the block. And again, we've been told Governor Gary Herbert is issuing an 8 p.m. curfew for the city of Salt Lake. I want to send it over to my colleague. Meeting to discuss it.
And I'm not sure if we're taking Jason or Nicole, but I can tell you.
I want to toss it over to my colleague, Jason.
Hey, Nick, I heard you. What were you going to ask right now?
You know, I wanted to mention that the assistant chief with Salt Lake City Police said he's disgusted, sickened, and saddened. Disgusted by the actions we saw someone who never should have worn the badge. Sickened by the total disregard of humanity by the other officers who watched it happen and took no actions to stop it. Saddened that this drives yet another wedge nationwide between the police and the communities we serve. If you wear a badge and don't feel these emotions...
Explosion, Nick. They
okay.
just launched a firework. Nick, they
Let's
just launched a firework. There was an explosion on 200 East and 400 South. A firework was just deployed right at that police officer line, and it did blow up. There was an explosion. We heard it while you were reading the statement from the Salt Lake City police, but we can tell you right now, it doesn't appear that anybody has been injured, but there was an explosion that just happened that was a firework. Now, we understand, Nick, that this is a highly volatile situation. There was one of those scooters just thrown at police. This is something that, nobody wants to see. I just got done talking to Karen Kwan, one of our state senators, and she is trying to get everybody together right now, all the ethnic leaders, to discuss this, to discuss what is happening downtown right now. And Karen Kwan tells me that she is absolutely saddened by the images that she has been seeing, and I can guarantee you that the city is too. And you can see there's just thousands of people here trying to confront law enforcement right now. And right now, from what I'm being told by my producer Natasha, is that the governor is meeting with the National Guard to discuss an 8 o'clock curfew and with other leaders to discuss that 8 o'clock curfew. I can tell you that I have not seen this much law enforcement downtown Salt Lake City since yesterday, when we were taking Officer Lide back to Ogden here, because this is just something where they're responding now to something completely different here. So we've seen a real tell of people supporting law enforcement, and now people just taking their frustrations out on law enforcement. But most people have just been throwing water bottles at police officers. We've seen a couple tomatoes, we've seen a couple of oranges tossed at them, but other than that, there have been what we just saw moments ago, a loud explosion, and it was a firework that blew up in the street that could have damaged some people, could have hurt some people. Now you can hear the crowd shouting, "No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace." That's been something that's been mentioned throughout the entire day as these people are trying to bring justice for George Floyd, who was killed earlier this week by what we are being told, another law enforcement agency's officer. And that officer has been arrested, but right now they're wanting to take their frustrations out right here on 400 South and 200 East in front of the library, in front of the Dunkin' Donuts. It looks like law enforcement has now taken over Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know, John, if you can zoom in here, but it looks like we're getting neighboring counties that are starting to come in. That looks like it's a deputy from Davis County that is down here in his gear here, or maybe he's here to be a paramedic, because there are also paramedics over at Davis County. Those deputies are paramedics, so they serve a dual purpose. He is clearly behind that line. If somebody is injured, they'll take people behind that line, and that's where they're going to treat them. Now, if there is somebody also that's being arrested, they will take them behind that line, and you will see that. That is the secure area right between 200 East and 300 East on 400 South. You can see the SWAT mobiles. If you can just pan over here, John, you can see that the law enforcement now are in front of those mobiles there, those SWAT mobiles.
And Jason,
and they are just holding that line, Nick.
Jason, could I interrupt you? It looked like there were police surrounding that Dunkin' Donuts. Do you think they're trying to prevent looting, or they're just there along the street? Because it sure looks like they're trying to protect the business there amid all this chaos.
No, Nick, that's a secure line. They're not trying to protect the business. They're trying to protect everybody in that line. That is where the police line is. No one from the public will go past that line. That is the line that they will move forward when they decide to move forward. That is the secure area. That is where they can be. So as far as we can tell, any business that's in between there, that's going to be protected. We believe that 7-Eleven that was destroyed earlier by looters, that police have that locked down too, because the actual flashing lights, if you can see my photographer John Perry moving in here, those flashing lights, they go for a few more blocks down that way. So we believe that that area is also secured on that side. But most of the people, the thousands of people that are here, are right here, right in front of the city library, right on 200 East and 400 South, Nick.
Jason, I have to ask you while we've got you, it looks like pretty intense clouds on the horizon, and meteorologist Adam Carroll was just saying we could be getting a thunderstorm with 60-mile-an-hour winds. Can you comment on the weather? Can you give me a sense of what this crowd appears to be doing?
Nick, it's funny you just mentioned that, because the wind just picked up right when you were saying that. So we're starting to feel that cold front start to move in. But I can tell you, this crowd doesn't care if it's going to rain, if it's going to thunder. They're going to stay here. So that is what we've been told. They're obviously right now voicing their frustration and their anger. And I just don't think the weather is going to stop these people right now, because right now they want justice. They want peace. But this is right now, things seem to calm down here in the last couple of moments here. But you saw those intense, tense times where police obviously had to respond to take over this street again and get some type of protection. That police car that's behind those SWAT mobiles, that car was on fire. That car was flipped. It was there the entire day. And now police officers were just able to regain that area, to regain that symbol of frustration for so many people. They were able to regain their police cars. So now what we're seeing here is we're just seeing people raise their hands. There's some people that are throwing things from the back. A lot of the people that we've seen throw things have been young people. Yesterday we were watching our partners, CNN, and the Atlanta mayor was telling people, just go home, don't do this type of stuff. Please go vote. You heard Ricky earlier today saying, don't do this type of stuff. Please go vote. I mean, this is downtown Salt Lake City. This is our home. And right now, police, they have a choice to move this line forward. We're waiting on information from the governor, from the National Guard. Will there be a curfew? Will there not be a curfew? And we're trying to just show everybody what is happening on our streets in downtown Salt Lake City. We know that there's a lot of viewers that are frustrated right now about us showing what is happening, but if we don't document this in real time, in real life, people won't be able to see that. And so that's why we're down here. We've only had a handful of people take their frustrations out on the media. For the most part, people have been enjoying that we are here documenting this type of stuff. And we've had several people stick up for my photographer, John Perry, and I. So for right now, we're in a decent location. We can tell you, if you can see those trees, the dust starting to blow, we're upwind from this massive wind gust. We can tell that the weather is starting to move in right now. Nick, if it's okay, I'm gonna send things over to my colleague, Nicole Newman.